good. Week 11 on tap, and off we go from Western PA. Juju will not bring it out, and the Steeler offense will take over at the 25. Marcus with the quarterback C. A lot of this game from Skycam. First drive from the 25, and that pass into a tight window complete for the first down to the 37-yard line with Antonio Brown, a gain of 12. This offense, backfield emptied out from the 37. Ben throwing against that zone. Juju Smith-Schuster ruled a catch on the field. Him out. You know there'll be blitzers coming as the night goes on. He got rid of it quick to Antonio Brown. Cross midfield to the Titans' 44-yard line.
Ryan, Rutgers.
Second and short against that defense, which is good against the run, but limiting Le'Veon Bell to about 3.5 yards there doesn't matter.
Hey.
Drive started at their own 25. Now from the Titan 41. Shot down the sideline. It is broken up. Trying to get to Smith-Schuster and Adoree Jackson.
Got him.
Ben used the hard count. Flag is down. Free play. Takes the shot downfield. Antonio Brown goes up and gets it. Hard count works. Touchdown Steelers.
Tony on the outside, just a straight takeoff. Ben knows he's got a free play, so he's going to look off the safety, got the safety to move, and basically just throw a jump ball. We saw him do that in Detroit as well. Here comes the hard count, something that Ben said, I'll do a lot more here in Pittsburgh than obviously we can do on the road.
And Byard, that safety, has been so good with balls up in the air. Couldn't get to that one. Chris Boswell adds the extra point. Coordinator against coordinator, but he gets to battle a guy who he came to adore over his time here. Dick LeBeau, legendary defensive coordinator. On the bounce, Adoree Jackson can't take it out, and Chris will take us back to the touchdown. Now Marcus Mariota's turn. Up the 25, he gets rid of it quick. It's through the hands of DeMarco Murray, the running back who lined up outside, incomplete. Here is the Tennessee offense.
Line, Kent State.
Jack Conklin, Michigan State.
Second and 10, it is Murray off the first contact. Not much more, it'll only be 2 yards. See all those black and gold Steeler uniforms led by Vince Williams.
There's a blitz coming from, there it is.
Off to his right, Mariota throws too high, it's intercepted. Threw it right into the hands of Mike Hilton. And the nickel man inside the 30. Out of bounds at the 25.
There was no real pressure to speak of. Ball just got away from him. That's what happens when you play a zone defense. Sometimes as a safety, balls just fall in your lap. And for Mike Hilton, who's had a terrific year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he got a freebie.
Titan 24 spread out, keep ripping it. Antonio Brown featured here early on. First down.
They're changing their defense because they know Ben knows.
Ben switched to a run to Le'Veon Bell. It's inside the 10. They'll be brought down falling forward. Second and 5. Titans bring some heat. Roethlisberger, end zone, incomplete. Looking for the flag was tight end Jesse James. It's not thrown. Kevin Byard for the Titans. And Roethlisberger retreating. Flag down. As Ben out of the pocket will throw it to the corner, incomplete for Bell. 77, Marcus Gilbert.
Mike knows how hard it is to make a field goal in this building.
Roethlisberger's so good with that pump fake with an end zone shot here and over Jesse James and incomplete. Sprinting over was Jonathan Cyprien, who's all over that secondary. Chris Boswell had an extra point blocked on Sunday in Indianapolis. In a tough place to kick, he has been a very solid kicker the last 3 seasons. Up here in the upper levels of the stadium. We have 2 pilots, 2 camera operators, 2 engineers, double Skycam coverage for this broadcast tonight. Adoree Jackson brings it out, gets to the edge. Jackson picking up a block, and the kicker Boswell going to escort him to the sideline there. Taking over from the 32, there is DeMarco Murray, met in the hole there by Bud Dupree, and brought down to the 36. A pickup of 4.
Realize some of that speed.
25, the cornerback, Adoree Jackson's right there in the backfield, taking that read option look from Mariota, and will be about a yard shy of the first down, it appears, the 40-yard line. Trying to beat the play clock, and they do not. Flag is down here. Steelers would have had them, so it might even be a break that the mechanic for the officials look up, see 00.
There is no play before the snap. Delay of game. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Guard there.
Here comes on 3rd and 6, pushing the pocket. Mariota puts it up. It's caught for the first down. Rashard Matthews comes back, makes the grab as he entangles with Artie Burns on that sideline. Great communication inside as they were trying to decide what to do up front. Finding a way around it all is Derrick Henry. Boy, that is pure ability that kept that play alive. First down across the 45. Dory Jackson also in for the Titans, second time tonight. Mariota looks and throws in the middle, complete. There's some good receivers in this team, some veterans, including Rashard Matthews in his 8th year out of Nevada. From the 25-yard line, Murray. See him looking for that space to open up, and it'll be a gain of 2 to the 23-yard line.
A nice street fight out here in this game tonight.
From the 23, Murray to the left. Steelers getting good penetration here. It's a gain of about a half yard, that's all.
Down at 7.
Play clock running down. They rush 4. Mariota throws. It is feet tap and ruled a catch inside the 10-yard line for the rookie Corey Davis. First and goal, 3 tight ends in, trying to lead the way for Henry, and he's not going anywhere. Artie Burns, Ryan Shazier, the tackle for Pittsburgh, in the lunchroom yesterday. What a great guy he is. Toss back to Eric Decker. They're trying to block at the edge. Derek Decker trying to throw it. Throws incomplete. Receiver gets intentional grounding protection there. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Mariota scrambling, gets away, smelling end zone. Did he get in? Touchdown! Marcus Mariota, and that's the individual ability.
The pressure coming off the edge right here. That is a cornerback. That is Artie Burns, one of the faster guys, a first-round pick. And how many quarterbacks, Mike, did he get across? I think he did.
Yeah.
Just barely. Just has to touch the front edge.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown will be reviewed.
Line.
Let's take a look. Does anything hit? If the forearm hits, he's down. Does the wrist hit?
Left arm's the first thing down.
Yeah, but can you say that ball is not on the front? I don't think you can see it.
In that case.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's a touchdown.
Bo Brinkley, the snapper. Pittsburgh got a good push up the middle there, with the extra point added by Succop. Succop kick is returnable, and from the 5, it is Terrell Watson taking it back to the 24-yard line. James Conner is the running back. The rookie goes to the right and has very little room to run as Conner is brought down a loss of a yard against the Tennessee defense, Chris, that's good against the run. He started his career mostly a special teams guy, undrafted, 4th year with the Titans, and boy, is he having a good year. Conner with the run, and Brian Orakpo is there to lead Tennessee's defensive charge.
Conner.
Bell back in, 3rd and 10. And Roethlisberger with time, incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster trying to come out of the break, was covered tightly by Logan Ryan. 3 and out. And Jordan Berry is on to punt for Pittsburgh. It's at 53 in the air, and here comes Adoree Jackson. Across his own 30, it's well covered by the Steelers. He's tackled at the 33-yard line. Philadelphia, best record in the league, 9-1. A great scene Sunday night here on NBC. Mariota, first down throw is brought in by Eric Decker across midfield into Steeler territory at the 44-yard line.
Big football team, and they're already pretty good.
The team Delaney Walker's caught the most passes. Skinned out to Decker, trying to use the receivers as blockers. And a first down gain of 4 to the 39-yard line. Mentioned the vets, one of the young guys in the receiving corps, Taywan Taylor, 3rd-round pick, is in right now. Mariota was looking his way, but the rush got to him. With a flag down, he's brought down. You could see Cameron Hayward with that pressure inside.
Holding. Offense. Number 67. That penalty has been declined. Result of the play is 3rd down. That's the end of the first quarter.
At the Pittsburgh 47 as the second quarter begins. And the Steelers are on the other side. They're going to kill this play.
Offside. Defense. Number 97. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Rodgers is sitting in Green Bay saying, shh.
Yeah, don't say that so loud.
Don't teach him, Collinsworth. So from the 42 on 3rd and 9, Mariota, that'll be very close, but look shy of the first down. Have this here. Nope. The tight end starts in front of him, now comes up to the wing. Mariota keeps, and he'll have the first down. Turns, hands to Murray, but Dupree was waiting right in the hole there. Gave him nothing to look at. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. There's a little bit of the deception. They'll get it in the hands of Murray. And a good trace back by Hayward. He wasn't going to let that get away.
Rashawn Davis on the backside.
Have to get to the 22 for the first down, and it got 5 yards farther away.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Just to see where this maturity is coming. 3rd and 18. Mariota will throw. Murray catches it. Couldn't stay in bounds, but by getting to the 30, will give them a shot at a 48-yard field goal attempt with Succop. From 48, Succop. Blocked. Way around. The first-round pick gets his first field goal block. Steelers take over their own 38, and Ben through the traffic. Le'Veon Bell twisted, turning, and it would not let go of him. Jam Brown with the tackle. On 2nd and 11, Roethlisberger shot for Brown, sideline, nothing. Roethlisberger communicates with Marquise Pouncey. His safety pressure is on, and Ben will go down. He'll be sacked as Derek Morgan. He and Carl Klug were converging on Roethlisberger.
Just chose not to do it. You get a chance to see everybody down the field covered. He was uncomfortable, and this Titans defense holds again.
And back-to-back 3 and outs, and not the best kick from Berry. It'll go out of bounds just inside the 30. They're going to mark it at the 28-yard line. Now try to take the skill set that made it go and make it work in the NFL. First down, hit as he throws over the top. That's Watt dropping in coverage to break up the pass, incomplete.
Spent some time with Sam Wyche as a coach, so it really is a blend of an offense.
2nd and 10, he throws to the sideline, and that experienced, sure-handed receiver, Delaney Walker. 3rd and 3, a lot of guys to his left, only 4 come, but they still get there. Mariota is sacked by Stephon Tuitt, his 2nd on the season.
Mariota had nothing to do with the football.
Brett Kern is having a great year, leads the league in average punting and net punting. Antonio Brown couldn't catch it clean. Finishes first out of those 4, will be the champ for 2017. From the 30, Roethlisberger begins. Underneath the crossers, Jesse James, the tight end. 5 to the 35, Logan Ryan. Checkered flags in NASCAR this year. We'll see what happens Sunday in Miami. Roethlisberger sideline here, and Bryant used his hands to get some space. Flag is down. It's a first down at the 40-yard line.
Shake of the head from Ben Roethlisberger.
Pass interference. Offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And it's been little things with different parts of that tower. Here's Bell on the run with a lead by Foster, his guard, across the 30, spinning and turning to the 32-yard line to gain of 7 yards there. 3rd and 8, couple of 3 and outs from this Tennessee team. Flag down, Roethlisberger shot towards Bryant again, and that time to safety. Byard comes over. Kevin Byard has been terrific back there this year in coverage. We said a flag came down.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
It's still there.
Ben saw it, adjusted, 3rd and 3. Ben gets hit. Arakpo back in the game, couldn't get him, but the pass incomplete.
Whole bunch of ways, just like he did USC.
Jordan Berry didn't hit a good punt last time. Well, a hang time here. Jackson fair catch signal, letting go. Flag down, ball down by Darius Hayward-Bay, who's a fabulous special teamer.
Kick. Holding. Number 41 of the receiving team. The penalty is half the distance from the end of the play. It's Tennessee's ball. First down.
And to give the bounce by Derrick Henry will give them more than space. Give them a first down. Just shy of the 20-yard line. Terrific off your own goal line blocking by that Titan offensive line. Their own 18. One Heisman winner hands to another, and it's a loss of 2. He's got 5 sacks. Done a good job in those pressure situations. Mariota's got a window, was tight, incomplete for Matthews. Artie Burns back in coverage. Penalty flag back by the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 91, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
At their own 31 first down. Murray, flag down again. In the flat, here's DeMarco with a stiff arm on Shazier to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 3.
The way this
Illegal
offense
use of hands
works.
to the face, defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty is added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
Big drive already for the Titans.
Change of personnel, bring a fullback in, try to lead the way for Henry. Outside pursuit, not going to let him get back to that line of scrimmage. There's a darn good defense. You saw all those ranks of second in the league. Now they're playing at home where they think they'll even be better. Run across the 40-yard line by Henry's going to set up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Mariota has time, and he's got Decker on the sideline for a first down. Taken out right at midfield. Pick up 9 to move the chains. From midfield. Mariota intercepted. Threw it to Cody Sensabaugh. Trying to get the angle on him. Sensabaugh brought down at the 20.
And now they are just going to come, and he jumps the route, gets his eyes right back on the quarterback. And for Cody Sensabaugh playing for Joe Hayden in this game, and if Mariota doesn't chase him down, that likely a touchdown. Boy, what a play.
Great field position. At the Titans 20, Roethlisberger, what a pickup by Bell. And Ben's going end zone. And it is incomplete. Bryant went up to get it. Logan Ryan. Now he carries it. And he and Woodyard meet again. Gain of 3 yards to 17. That's one of the things you see.
He can see it, but it very slow off the ball because of it.
Great pickup. Now he's got it. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. Bell takes it inside the 10. Lowers the shoulder, and it's 1st and goal. 5 in the pattern. Roethlisberger incomplete for Bell. Was blanketed by Brown.
Big part of the game right here.
2nd and goal. Again, Roethlisberger has 5 out there. Casey trying to take it away from him. And then he's brought down by Carl Klug here after 1st and goal from the 9. Now 3rd and goal from outside the 20 with this flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down. By rule, there is no 10-second runoff because the clock was not running at the time of the foul.
Le'Veon Bell is over on the same side with Bryant. A 3-man Tennessee rush. Ben pumped it twice. He's over the line. He's going to run, and he won't get there. Get to the 10. That's all. Brian Orakpo injured earlier from 28. Jordan Berry holds it. And Chris did not jinx Chris Boswell.
He moved the football and controlled the ball tonight. I think they're going to feel pretty good going in here at halftime.
It's fun to watch. Watch the lanes being filled by the Steeler kick coverage man. They try to get a Dory Jackson as he's pulled down around the 25-yard line. It's that 2nd sky cam we're using tonight, a higher sky cam.
What do you think, guys?
You want him flying you to Dallas?
No, that's sky cam.
I want him on sky cam, and I also want Mike Hilton playing slot corner. Mike Tomlin.
There he is in the slot again.
Fakes the blitz. Now he's going to go get Rashard Matthews, who made a miss. Matthews pulled down around the 25-yard line. Mike Tomlin takes that 2nd timeout. And they'll decide to run it here with Henry, and he is stopped by Shazier.
Learn from him, and now put another form of that defense in there and expand upon that.
Kern kicks it away, so Brown can't return it. It bounces on the white, so it'll be out of bounds. Let's see where they come up and mark it. It'll be around the 33-yard line. We've seen him in coverage tonight. He'll be in coverage here. Steelers out of timeouts. They get Jesse James to the sideline. That's 3 to the 36-yard line.
A lot of saving tackles on this defense.
2nd and 7. Ben's got a pocket coming to this side, and flag comes down as Juju Smith-Schuster was being covered by Logan Ryan.
Illegal use of hands to the face, defense, number 25, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
28 yards to get into Boswell's field goal range going in this direction. On 1st and 10, Roethlisberger. Bryant couldn't catch it. Almost got to the hands of Bell, who would have had some running room kind of thing. Guys hanging on Benny's, he running around, throwing the ball. A little bit different now. There he is, getting out of the pocket, firing. Brown, the crosser, lost the football. And Bryant gets it at the 30-yard line. He's running up quick. Steelers trying to get a snap. And they do, and Ben.
Jackson on Antonio Brown, safety help over.
Roethlisberger gets to Bell, who dropped it. A couple of drops. On 3rd and 10, they bring an extra rusher, gets to Roethlisberger, and it's incomplete. Then the open end it is, but only slightly harder over the last 3 years. Boswell from 50 bangs it through with room to spare. Tied in the division. Meantime, it's a 3-game lead in the North for Tomlin's team. Thinking bigger things. Adoree Jackson on this return. Stop before he can get to the 20-yard line.
To be here for a little while. If I were Mike Mularkey, I'd go in at halftime and go
into the other end, the closed end, the north end, but Boswell's found the magic. 16-7 as this third quarter begins, and it will begin with a touchback. Adoree Jackson takes a knee, and we go to Heather Cox. Heather, it's a 9-point game instead of 3. Thank you. Mariota on first down, shot down the middle of the field and open, no safety there. Rashard Matthews at the 20, cuts back to the 15, and Matthews goes. Opening play, touchdown for the Titans.
This receiver and this receiver, which locks up that safety, which means the post is strictly one-on-one on the outside and just too much. We have seen that play made this season by Rashard Matthews.
Suck up for the extra point. 16-14. Didn't we show you the graphic? I'd get the advance. So, in reality, the Steelers got about 11 or 12-yard bonus where the recovery was. Probably should have come back to the spot where Jackson knocked it out. Seconds into the half, have the ball, but now their lead is only 2. And on first down, it's Roethlisberger to Jesse James, and he is cut down by Adoree Jackson. Flowed for 30, 35 points in the game. Roethlisberger picks it up, throws it left. It's complete to the 38-yard line. And a first down with one of those Bs, Antonio Brown.
And that's what they're going to do. Out of empty sets, you have to get the football out of your hand.
And here goes Ben again. The quick release to Le'Veon Bell on the sideline. He'll go forward, marked at the 44-yard line. And 2nd and 4. Roethlisberger scans, comes back to the opposite side, and caught by the tight end. Here comes a blitz. And behind it is Bell. The open field. Goodbye. Le'Veon down the sideline to the 25-yard line. Gain of 20.
The blitz is coming off that left edge. It did not.
Roethlisberger's looking to that side, firing towards the end zone, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Juju Smith-Schuster at the safety. The corner was also there. Bryant comes around in motion to fake to him. Trying to get to Bell, and incomplete. And a flag down.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer defense. Number 99, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Gotcha.
I know. 16-yard line in the red zone where they've struggled. Roethlisberger pumping, throwing end zone. AB didn't get it, came down, dropped it incomplete. One more time.
But safety help behind him.
Draw, Bell, nothing. He's in motion. Eli Rogers is the receiver over there, right next to Brown. As Roethlisberger looks to the other side. In traffic, held on to by Juju Smith-Schuster. Can goal for the 5. Roethlisberger in zone. Antonio Brown, touchdown.
The pressure. Here comes the blitz here. So right there, you have to know that safety is gone. You have to protect the inside. With Ben and Brown, been doing that a long time too.
This Boswell's extra point. And the Steelers respond to the Tennessee touchdown. How on This Is Us here?
That's a great show.
You guys appear throughout the season, or is that just a cameo?
I don't know. I'm talking to my agent.
Good. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more Emmy nomination coming up. He was also an offensive line coach with the Steelers. He's coaching the offensive line on the other side now, leading DeMarco Murray for that run. 5. And they'll protect the quarterback, Mariota. We'll throw it down the middle of the field again, and one more time. It's Delanie Walker bouncing off tackles at the 30. Walker to the 28-yard line. Big pickup there for Delanie Walker.
Titans.
Pro Bowl each of the last 2 seasons. So The Steeler 28, Mariota looking left and throwing. It's complete to DeMarco Murray. Made a man miss at the 25. Murray inside the 20. We'll see where the mark is as he's out of bounds.
It's really a pretty interesting and good technique.
2nd and 1. Murray up the middle, twists and turns, gets the hard yard. Gets a first down.
Player nobody knows about, Ben Jones, the center.
From the 13, Mariota. Throwing end zone. Touchdown. Walker dropped it. Only one drop before that one here this year. Deception. The screen goes right back to Walker. On the edge, Walker gets to the 11-yard line, and that'll set up 3rd and about 4 yards. Smith is in there in his place. 3rd and 4, Mariota pumping in trouble. Look out, he just made it a long field goal. He just made it a 45-yard field goal, and Cameron Hayward did it as well. Mariota. Ryan Suckup missed from 48. Made from 44. Sunday night we'll have the Eagles and the Cowboys. Get the NFC East for you here on Sunday and Thursday. Juju Smith-Schuster with a touchback finds beloved within the game. Dick LeBeau, now the Titans defensive coordinator. Roethlisberger trying to get away, not going to do it. Of course, right?
That's a bad day.
Well, he's the guy who says he never has a bad day. Le'Veon Bell has not had a lot of room to run. And Chris Dick LeBeau's defense is proving. It's passing time for Roethlisberger, 3rd and 10. Here comes the pressure. It's picked up. Roethlisberger complete. And Martavis Bryant's down at the 45. From their own 45, Roethlisberger with a pump and a throw to the outside, complete to Bell. He's going to be out right around midfield. Stays in bounds, actually, so it's a gain of 6 for Le'Veon Bell.
Never stop. They're chopping their feet, the entire offensive line, the whole time. They're moving, they're staying in position.
And giving them time to hit Juju Smith-Schuster. Out of bounds for the first down at the 31-yard line. 7-yarder against the Lions on the Sunday night. 1st and 10 for Ben. Here's Bell out of the backfield. Chopped down to the 21. Hard hit again by Jayon Brown. That's got to go quick. Set up! They do. Almost lost the ball, too. Bell's got it to the left side. Get the first down across the 21-yard line, shy of the 20. And signal. Smith-Schuster and Bryant to the right. And it's Smith-Schuster. Got the hand signal and the adjustment. Well, this is his last chance to add to that, where he wants to set the bar. It's complete to the sideline. Antonio Brown working the sideline to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal again for Pittsburgh. 1st and goal for Roethlisberger. Underneath, a lot of traffic, incomplete. Smith-Schuster couldn't hang on. It'll be a run with Bell following Foster to the end zone. Le'Veon Bell, touchdown Pittsburgh.
Let's give a little love to the offensive line up here. How about Ramon Foster? Watch him just stay on this block. Chop those feet, move the feet, keep in position. What a great block that is. Show the crowd.
Play of a touchdown will be reviewed.
The 4th and the score has changed. All that means it was reversed. No touchdown. Watch the shin of Bell and watch the ball. The shin is down there. The ball in the left hand is what Ron Torbert said with the announcement. And you see where the front of the goal line is. I mean, that is inches. Like, if you look at his index finger there, the point of the ball, there's like 4 blades of grass between there and the front of the plane. But and Roethlisberger fake. He's going to throw it. And it's a touchdown for Jesse James.
Jesse James, the bandit, has to sneak, hang, and then drift. You have to really sell this to get these guys to buy it. They totally did. I'll tell you what, Todd Haley, he has some guts too.
That was moving to the left, but the extra point is good. You're right. You're that close. You're the Steelers. You're knocking on the door.
Football is important in this town at every single level.
The directional kick. Jackson's got to come over and get on it. He does at the 5. Going to work down the sideline and be down at the 14-yard line. Down 13. All scores in this second half here. Again with a flag and a run by Murray for
Illegal shift by the offense. 2 players moved and both did not reset before the snap. Half the distance to the goal. we play first down.
All the folks who are younger generation gamers love it because this is the way you watch your Madden when you play. As Mariota throws complete to Corey Davis, and the rookie is down.
Found one of those linebackers in his zone before you can throw it.
Oh, Mariota.
Whoops. He just slammed the window shut on that one.
Noise picking up. Pass incomplete, trying to get it to Delaney Walker, 2.2. Usually gets harder to get big kicks as the weather gets colder, but he has had great numbers. And another one here. Antonio Brown from the 33 cuts it upfield, accelerates. Brown ran into his own man. Just shy of midfield. To Bell, Ben throwing left, great route run. Brown taps the toes inbounds. Catch for Antonio at the 28-yard line. 6th round pick. Roethlisberger still throwing. And a lot of hands going there, and the flag comes down as LaShawn Sims was tangled with the rookie Juju Smith-Schuster.
Pass interference. Defense, number 36. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
One of the things you forget about Juju Smith-Schuster is how big this guy is. 215 pounds, which makes him quite the target on the outside.
They gain 13 on the penalty, and from the 15, here is Bell dancing, probing. And Le'Veon Bell can get 5 on that, his longest carry of the night. Time inside the red zone. From the 10, Roethlisberger throwing end zone. Antonio Brown, spectacular catch, touchdown! Wow!
Do believe I saw my first ever helmet catch. Is this a helmet catch, Mike?
Trying to get against it, right?
Please tell me that's a helmet catch.
See that other side of this.
We used to try and do this in practice, and nobody could ever do that. That's a helmet catch.
Wow. Boswell with the extra point. The Super Bowl Tyree used the top of that. This is using the side. His name deep in the record books. Over 1,000 receiving yards now on the year with the 144 tonight. No return on this kickoff by Boswell. Back to that spectacular touchdown. Tennessee down 20. And for the 25, Mariota with nowhere to go, just swing it out to DeMarco Murray. Comes back across the field. Nice move by Murray to gain 6. Game day morning, of course, the Patriots there to play the Raiders in Mexico City on Sunday afternoon. Mariota throw it late over the middle, intercepted on the deflection. Robert Golden comes up with the 3rd interception of the night.
Well, let's give a little love first of all to the inside. Artie Burns going to undercut this route. And when he does, it tips straight up into the air, into the hands of Robert Golden. That's just really good defense. What's probably going to be a rematch at some point. Very interesting this time.
Up 20, it's a throw out to Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if that was the design of the play. I'm going to guess it wasn't, but he takes it to the 46. They end up gaining 6 yards.
This should be back in a month or so.
In the game against Indianapolis in the first quarter on Sunday. Bell running to the right to the 41-yard line. That'll be a first down gain of 5.
You see people on the ground on the backside of runs. Good things happen.
Bell trying to hop over there. Gain 3 to the 39-yard line. Turning clock under 10 minutes now in the 4th.
Makes such a difference. We've heard the ease of communication for Ben here tonight.
And he throws, and that was a great look from Skycam. You can see that ball was out to Martavis Bryant.
He's hurt, and then they come back and they play better. And that's all you can ask as a coach.
Here's Bell coming to the left. David DeCastro, 66, the guard.
Oh, by the way, they've added Juju Smith-Schuster as a weapon since then.
Roethlisberger about to take a hit. Got it out, complete to Bell. Le'Veon Bell at the 20, bouncing to the outside. And he'll get to the 16-yard line and get a first down.
All they can do in the running game, these receivers, look out.
James Conner in for the run. He goes to the 14-yard line.
Their quarterback, that hit right there was a fumble.
Spits out like a Pez machine. Conner, fumble, got it back. And he's tackled at the 9-yard line by Adoree Jackson.
Gonna be a steal.
Juju Smith-Schuster was next to Ben. It's Bell cutting underneath. Le'Veon's a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down.
Yard field goal into the half. That was big.
And that's his 4th. So do you want to say he's a killer bee as well?
I think that this would have been a game. You know, it looks so lopsided right now, but maybe I'm wrong.
Adoree Jackson hesitates. Matakevich comes over. Tyler's going to get him with the tackle just shy of 20-yard lines. Have done nothing on offense, so the Steelers have taken control of the game. Mariota sacked by Vince Williams, who takes his team lead to a half dozen.
Great saying that is. The standard is the standard. It does no excuses. This is our standard here.
Hard hit on Delaney Walker in the middle of the field by Robert Golden.
Lows on big guys at the knee or lower. I just don't think that's right.
Mariota pulls that one down, and that's going to be contact before Taywan Taylor can catch it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
The 33. Mariota chased by Watt. Throws it away. Tackled by Watt as well. And another flag is down.
Holding. Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
We got Ben Jones, the center.
Yeah.
3:57 to go. Mariota's just running to keep plays alive here and almost threw a fourth pick.
Kansas City, I would throw in this mix in the AFC.
So you're looking for a third team.
I'm looking for a third and maybe a fourth.
Murray goes out of bounds down the sideline at the 35-yard line. You've won games, the games get bigger. The stage gets brighter. And can you handle it? This is a big learning experience, I would think. You're better to say this than I am, Chris. Pass complete to Matthews to the 44.
They keep raising the bar. Like other people, you know, get better, but nobody quite gets to that bar.
You saw what Tennessee has down the stretch. People coming from everywhere. DBs, backers. And finally he's tripped up and sacked by L.T. Walton.
Tackle the arm, and Mariota playing dodgeball.
Back out to the rookie Corey Davis. The way those two teams have played.
Well, how about Pittsburgh's two losses?
Right.
Jacksonville and Chicago. Those are probably the only two on the schedule. You go, okay, check and check right before the season starts. Sensabaugh. We haven't even talked about William Gay tonight. They have some dugout.
Pick number 4. And it's Sean Davis, the safety, chased by Mariota. And puts on a dime, trying to cut back down at the 22-yard line.
There we go. We've talked about this young man, Sean Davis, for the better part of tonight. I think he's a special player. I missed it by one. He was right behind there.
Done. First action for Landry here. As James Conner will carry. And we'll get to the 2-minute warning. 4 interceptions thrown by Marcus Mariota tonight. Years when they played in Vanderbilt, in Nashville. And the Titans now since 1999.
Good. Cleveland was really good. Should have gone to 2 Super Bowls. Of course, the heartbreak of the fumble and the drive up there.
And on NFL Network and on Amazon Prime and everywhere else we are tonight. The Steelers took a couple of knees. The Titans will do same.
Walker had a key drop that could have really cut this game and made it very close. This is a good football team. This was a tough night. They're going to take a lot out of this.
And tough for those guys on the Tennessee side who've been on that Pittsburgh side and won so many of those games that have made this a tough place to play over the year. And there's going to be a lot of respect from a lot of guys in black and gold to go seek out Dick LeBeau.